Willie D live.
We got the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, who believes that Jasmine Crockett will not be a threat to overthrow John Cornyn, who is the current senator in Texas. He has a spot that Jasmine wants. And according to Mike, Jasmine Crockett don't stand a snowball chance in hell of dethroning John. John been sitting perched up on that position for a long time. He's been good for a long time. In fact, he just knocked out, and back in 2020, he barely won, though, just by a percentage and a half or so. He barely won. He barely beat Democrat, what was her name? What was her name? MJ or something like that. What was that? I can't say her name right now, but he barely beat her. He's the incumbent. He barely beat her in 2020. So Mike is saying that Jasmine don't stand a chance. Jasmine, who has a bigger name and who has more experience, he's saying that she don't stand a chance. But listen to him. Check out the words coming out.
Can I get your thoughts on Jasmine Crockett's run for Senate? What does it say about the state of the Democratic Party? And do you feel worried about her chances of winning at all?
I'm absolutely delighted that Jasmine Crockett is running for Senate in Texas. I think it's one of the greatest things that's happened to the Republican Party in a long, long time. She is the face of the Democratic Party. She and Mamdani. Good luck with that. I want her to have the largest, loudest microphone that she can every single day, and we look forward to having that election down there. We are going to elect another Republican senator in Texas. Texas is a red state. The people of Texas are common sense Americans, and what Jasmine is trying to sell will not be purchased by the folks of Texas. That is my prediction. Yes. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Let me address the whole people in Texas common sense. Not everybody in Texas obviously have common sense. And the ones that he's talking about, those are the ones who don't have common sense. And I really despise when people try to lump Houston in with all of Texas. Houston is a different animal. We're on a whole different level. Yeah, we got some uncivilized mutts here, but Buddy don't stand a chance getting the Houston vote. He don't stand a chance. Cornyn don't stand, none of them stand a chance getting the vote out of Houston. It's these other little pockets around Texas, these little one horse, one light towns. These are the ones who vote for people like him. These do-nothing politicians who actually are only in position to pad their pockets and subjugate and oppress. That's what they do. The old law, that's what they do. Pad my pockets, let me subjugate, let me oppress everybody that ain't rocking with me. Anybody that I don't like, let me make sure we keep them over here and us over here. That's how they get down. So he ain't got all of Texas like he talking. Over the last few elections, the Democrats have been closing the gap in Texas. And in 2020, the gap was closed tighter than it's been in decades. And so Jasmine Crockett might just be the ticket that pushes through and knocks them off that pedestal. Because they've been having two Republican senators holding it in Texas for a long time. She may just be the one. She may just be the catalyst to push through. But when Jasmine announced her candidacy, they got nervous. And I do suspect that that's nervous confidence that Mike Johnson is displaying. You better believe they're worried about Jasmine Crockett. She ain't no joke. She ain't nothing to play with. So when he say, oh, this is the best thing that happened to us in a long time, I'm not buying it, fam. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Check out what Jasmine had to say for herself.
Fight for freedom and justice because the laws we write or fail to write shape the lives of millions. In Congress, I see firsthand how fragile our democracy can be when equity is treated like an inconvenience. Today's battles are not hypothetical. Voting rights are under attack. Reproductive freedom is on the line. And economic justice is still a dream for far too many. So I fight to make sure our communities are protected, not just in spirit, but in policy. My job is to put our values into law, to call out injustice in the rooms where decisions are made, and to ensure that progress is not a privilege, but a guarantee. Thank you.
Progress is not a privilege, but a guarantee. I see we got some Jasmine Crockett haters in the comments. It's cool, as long as y'all keep it as long as you keep it respectful, it's cool. It's cool. I ain't tripping on it. You can have your opinion. I ain't got no problem with that. But I can tell you this, Jasmine is going to cook John Cornyn. He's going to emerge as the Republican nominee. She is going to be the Democratic nominee. And she is going to cook him in the debates. He'll probably run from the debates. He'll probably try to avoid a debate by any means necessary. I don't even think I've ever seen Cornyn debate, but I know Jasmine is going to push hard for a debate. For all you people that pro John Cornyn, if you're so pro John Cornyn, you should be pushing for a debate so you can hear his ideas. You should want to hear your guy's ideas. You should want to see your guy shut down the opposition. One of the ways to do that is to have them both go head to head. Have them both, put them in a room, put an audience in front of them, and a moderator or two, and let them have at it. Do y'all see anything wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that everybody should push for that. Let's see the debate and watch how he gets shut down. Some people who don't like Jasmine, they cite, oh, she's for this, or she's just for this or that. Here's the thing. These politicians have multiple platforms. You're not going to be all things to all men or women. There's always going to be some things that you disagree on. A lot of us are politically immature. We think that every single item on the list has to be checked off. We think a candidate must check every single box. You ain't never gonna find a candidate that checks every single box. There's always gonna be candidates that have certain different views on this or that or that. You gotta find the things that's most important to you. So if somebody is for immigration or legal immigration, and you're against it, but that ain't the thing, that ain't the mountain you're willing to die on, why are you pushing that agenda? Why not be focused on the things that are your core beliefs, the things that you believe in the most? Why not promote that and say, well, I need somebody who is with me all the way on this particular issue or that particular issue. And if you can find somebody like that, then vote for that person. But trying to find somebody who agrees with all 75 of your issues, you're going to find trouble finding that person. You're going to find trouble finding somebody who is aligned, whose beliefs are aligned with all 10 of your issues. Even if you got 5 issues that you're passionate about, and you get 3 out of 5, that might be enough to get you where you need to be. And you work on the other 2. You work on persuading them to meet you on the other side. A lot of times I'm having conversations with people who have disagreements with each other. And I'm cool with this guy, I'm cool with that guy. The thing is that I can have these type of conversations with people who I don't agree with all the way, who sometimes do things that makes me give them the side eye. I can still have conversations with people like that because I don't get emotional about these type of things. I know, just like in your own personal relationships, your own spouse is not going to agree with everything that you do. Your own spouse don't even agree with all of your beliefs. How do you expect a stranger to? You got to find a middle ground. In business, a good business deal is a deal where both sides feel a little pain. Now, I know for some of y'all, that's an oxymoron. What do you mean you feel pain? How is that a good deal if you're feeling pain? Both sides may want this. I want this. I'm passionate about this, that, and the third. I want this. Well, when you put a deal on the table, that deal is to be negotiated. That's why you have a contract. Contracts are to be negotiated. In most situations, you want to do business with me, I want to do business with you. This is what I want, this is what you want. If I seriously want to do business with you, when you make your demands or you say, look, I can do this, but I can't give in on this. I can give a little bit right here, but I can't give all of that. That's how you negotiate. You don't just say, hey, take it or leave it. That ain't life. That ain't the way business works. So you may not get everything you want, but you get most of what you want, or you get some of what you want, but you get enough of the stuff that you really, really care about. You get that piece. And perhaps, you do the contract, you perform well, and then when it's time to renew that contract or re-up, you work out an even better deal because now you've performed.